Let's talk about molar mass for a second. The grams of 1 mole of a pure substance is equal to the molar mass. 1 mole of any element or compound or formula unit equals the average atomic mass from the periodic table measured in grams. Here we have mercury on the periodic table, and by the way, regardless of your periodic table, we're just going to always deal with 2 decimal places. So mercury is 200.59 average atomic mass, which means one single atom would have 200.59 atomic mass units, or 1 mole of mercury would have 200.59 grams per mole. To find the mass of 1 mole of a compound, you find the total atomic mass for each element and you add them together. So if I wanted to calculate the molar mass of lithium nitrate, I would take 1 lithium plus 1 nitrogen plus oxygen times 3, and that would give me the molar mass of lithium nitrate. If I wanted the molar mass of iron 3 hydroxide, I would take 1 iron plus 3 oxygens plus 3 hydrogens, add up their masses from the periodic table, multiply by how many I have, and then that is called the molar mass of iron 3 hydroxide. So find the molar mass for these compounds. For sulfur trioxide, we have to translate that first. Sulfur, 1 sulfur, tri means 3 oxides, so it's going to be SO3. Now we'll look at the periodic table to add up the molar mass. Here is sulfur, and it has a mass of 32.066, and here's oxygen, 15.999. So we'll put 32.066 plus oxygen is 15.999, and then because there's a subscript of 3 next to oxygen, we will multiply by 3. 1 sulfur plus oxygen times 3 equals, and now let's add it up in our calculator. 32.066 plus 15.999 times 3 equals, and we get 80.063. We'll just round this off at the second decimal place, so it'll be 80.06. The unit for molar mass is grams per mole, and this is the molar mass of sulfur trioxide. To find the molar mass of calcium iodide, I'll go to the periodic table and find calcium, which is 40.078, and iodide is 126.904. So it's going to be 40.078 times 1 calcium plus iodine, 126.904 times 2, and that's going to be equal to my molar mass. We'll go add it up on the calculator. 40.078 plus 126.904 times 2 equals, and then we'll round this off to the second decimal place, 293.89. The unit for molar mass is grams per mole, and remember this was of calcium iodide. First, we need to write the formula for barium hydroxide. Barium and hydroxide. Barium is a +2, hydroxide is a -1, which means I need 1 barium and 2 hydroxides. Now, when I want to add this up on the periodic table, I'm going to need 1 barium plus this 2 distributes into the parentheses only, so I'm going to have oxygen times 2 plus hydrogen times 2, and that's going to equal the molar mass. So we have 137.328 plus 15.999 times 2 plus 1.008 times 2 equals 171.34. And that's grams per mole of barium hydroxide. For calcium phosphate, we're going to take calcium times 3 plus this 2 only distributes into the parentheses, so we're going to say phosphorus times 2 times 1 is 2 plus oxygen times 2 times 4 is 8, so it's oxygen times 8, and that'll give me my molar mass. This will be 40.078 times 3 plus 30.974 times 2 plus 15.999 times 8 equals, and we get 310.17. The unit is grams per mole, and it is of calcium phosphate. F2, we're just going to take fluorine from the periodic table and multiply it times 2 in order to get our molar mass. So 18.998 times 2 equals, we get 37.99. Basically, this rounds up to be 38.00. And that's grams per mole of fluorine gas.